Hey, I finished The Time Machine, which is much less of a science fiction story than a imagining, symbolist story, very much in the kind of realm of, I was really struck by this feels like, so, the white man goes among the natives, gets a sexy native companion, has adventures. There's that in there. There's a lot of horror elements. H.G. Wells, remember this from The Island of Dr. Moreau, just like how unsettled and fearsome and fearful and irrational his stories, they contain all this kind of simmering, bubbling kind of unsettlement, is what I can put it, a kind of just psychological, unsettled terror, anger, brutality in them, very much well kind of typified by the Eloi, the on the one side and the Morlocks on the other, but also the time traveler himself, the unnamed time traveler who goes through despair, horror, kind of tender caressing of Weena, his Eloi native woman, female companion, childlike, in kind of that to an uncomfortable extent. Yeah. There's just an interesting kind of texture that you get out of H.G. Wells' works this way, especially, I mean, this one. It is very talky. It is very much, it's the time traveler narrating his experience. There's not like a lot of dialogue. So I definitely alternated this with other work because I found it a little dryish at times, but that's also maybe just my lack of readership of this sort of thing. If I'd read it out loud, it would have worked better because it would be like his narrating voice. Very much struck by how much the frame is a bunch of people who are like, well, he's never a guy that we call trustworthy, so him just coming back into a room and saying he's been traveling through time isn't necessarily a thing. And I mean, he kind of puts a meta thing on this of like, this is, maybe I was just pondering on the future and this is my prophetic warning, like H.G. Wells saying this is my prophetic warning. There's definitely kind of a thing of, we're going to improve the human race out of existence. We're going to banish all fear and all trouble, and that will kill our intelligence and our drive if we make the world too perfect. Like utopia, it's a warning against a utopia. Utopia might actually destroy humankind. There doesn't seem to be much danger of that nowadays. So yeah. I'm always surprised about exactly how disturbing and psychological H.G. Wells' works can be, and also that very much the time machine in this kind of science fiction story is very much just a device to get us to this kind of allegorical world of Morlocks and Eloi, of the two sides. The Morlocks underground, and the idea that the Morlocks are basically raising the Eloi at this point as cattle for food, for meat, is just kind of a little horror story in itself. So yeah. Those are my preliminary notes for some kind of review of The Time Machine. Wow, that will be a thing. And I mean, also, I guess I should try and, because the historical context of this period of time, what does that say about this particular time in England of this era? Like, there's sort of, we're going from like, progress upwards and onwards to progress. This is going to lead us to some kind of decay, to ruination, to softness, to unmanning mankind in that mannish sort of way. Yeah, Okay, I'm going to leave it there. More videos later.